So, hello everyone, welcome back, and I gotta say I'm actually really excited about today's video. I feel like this is the point that I was building towards. Hey, good dog. What point was I building towards? I thought that if I could solve the Abernathy problem, a bunch of good things could potentially happen to me. The first is I thought that I would get a lot of materials out of going to Olivia Station and retrieving the locket and all the stuff that came from Abernathy Farm's quest. You know what? In fact, hang on. I think I should probably recap. Let's do a recap. I am playing a character named Tony, who was in the military in the year 2077. I was married to a woman named Nora. I have a son named Sean. However, nuclear bombs fell and we had to run to a shelter, a vault. We got inside and they put us into like cryostasis. Unfortunately, while in stasis, my wife was killed and my son was kidnapped. I eventually got free and now I'm out in the world. I'm back in my hometown of Sanctuary. And I have two neighboring areas that are kind of like settlements or little places people can live. Red Rocket and Abernathy Farm. And the game starts today on Abernathy Farm. And in the meantime, this is a survival game. And so what that means is I'm going a little bit slow on the main story, and I'm working the settlements and doing other things to craft and so on, because I would like to try to build up some XP, get some levels on me before I start doing the main quest, because I'm trying to avoid death as much as I can. Having said that, my death count currently stands at 1. I have died one time. I died to a grenade thrown by a raider. And what's really funny and stupid is the time that I died, I almost knew that I would die. If you watch the video footage, I literally pointed to a particular area, the area by the lake near Sanctuary, where there's the vent piping that runs up the hill. And I pointed at that and I said, we're not going to do that part yet because that will kill me. And then I did it and I died. It's so stupid. Anyway, okay, so where are we now? Well, I haven't done that part again, but I did get to the Abernathy Farm. I cleared out Sanctuary. I built a little home there. I haven't done much with Sanctuary yet, but I did clear it out. I've cleared out Red Rocket. I haven't built much of anything there. I might have put a bed there, and that's it. I then got to Abernathy Farm. I took on their quest to get the locket from their murdered daughter, Mary. So I managed to get over to USAF Station Olivia, or Olivia Station. I don't remember the name of it, but I got there, found the raiders that were hiding there, and I took them out, which is, to be honest, very surprising. I don't think I could have done it, but I stumbled upon some power armor. I probably would not have made it without that. Okay, so that's probably the summary. Okay, let's talk about Abernathy Farm. I just got Abernathy Farm. I got control of Abernathy Farm. At least I think I did. Am I right? It's just, yeah, I have control of Abernathy. Okay. All right, so there are a couple of interesting things about Abernathy Farm that you'll need to know if you're going to take control of it. And one of the first things to know is that these tato plants that you see here, they are badly broken. They're bugged. They're glitched in the core game. So what does that mean? It means if your settlement comes under attack, and if they damage any of the food, any of the crops, the crop goes into a broken state, you cannot repair the crop, and it stays broken for the entire rest of your game. It remains in a broken state, just occupying space, and it can never be fixed. So you might hear that and think like, well, that's not how any of the other farms work. Like, that's really glitchy. That's bad. And that's true, but there is a way around it. And the way around it is what I'm about to do. Here's what you do. You go into build mode, and then you take them. You don't have to destroy them. You don't have to scrap them, but you just tab store. Let's see here. Store plant. Yes. So that's what I want to do. I want to hit tab and store, tab and store, tab and store. You simply pick up every single plant and you remove them and you replant them. Oops. They have to go into storage. You can't just like take it like this and put it over there and be like, that's fixed. It's not. It has to actually go back into your inventory, at which point it goes from being a specific plant that was planted here by the devs to being a generic tato fruit plant seed or whatever in the storage area. And once that happens, once it goes back to being just a generic plant, then when you plant them, you're getting generic plants back rather than the specific plants that were here. Once you have generic plants that you can put down, it's solved. The problem is solved. The generic plants will work like normal plants work. So we got rid of all their potatoes. We're just now going to put them all right back down. I'm going to try and use the rows that you see here. They're kind of hard to see, though, to be honest with you. I hope I do this right. Can't see very well. And this one doesn't actually extend all the way down. I might just plant even though it doesn't extend all the way. Yeah, I'll go the same distance as that part there. Am I on top of it? I'm right in line with it. Okay, so right there should be the first one. Okay. We'll try to make this visually interesting by going back and forth with these a little bit. Ooh. Far do their rows go? Those rows go quite far, and this row is tiny. I don't know why it's so wimpy. Oh, and that didn't plant very well, did it? Not in line with everything else. There we go. Okay. Wait, that row kept going. Did I fail to plant all the way over to the... No, those rows are longer than the first two. That's what's going on. Okay, okay. There you go. Have another one, buddy. And another. And you can have another too. There you go. All right. All right. It's coming along. I have one left. Put it here. Okay. Yeah, okay, no pre-existing plants left. So that replants all of their crops. Great. I planted them a little more tightly than they did because obviously I've got a couple spare rows here. I need those spare rows because here's the next thing. There are also some rows here and here and here. And what I noticed is that over here, they're not in any kind of row at all. So what we are very likely going to do is pull these up and consolidate the farm in here where there's actual rows for vegetables to be planted. And we're going to leave that back area potentially we're going to leave it alone at first, but I think it's possible that what ends up happening is that we put, maybe we put some kind of structure back there. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do back there. We probably also want to repair this fence. There are some tips and tricks for repairing the fence that I could show you too, but let's scrap some of this. Okay. Now, I don't believe that the vegetables in the back here are bugged. I think that if the raiders attack and they damage one of the melons, it'll grow back just fine. So you don't need to store them, but I am going to store them and replant them just in case they're bugged like the potatoes are. I don't think they're bugged, but we'll just check. Take this with us. You can sort of consolidate and compact this settlement so that it's a little more, I don't know, self-contained. It doesn't have to sprawl out as far. All right. I have the ability to build 13, to put down 13 crops of melon, which you can see sort of in the upper right, the little box that talks about melons. It has 13 in parentheses. So I can make 13, which means I have some melon seeds or melon fruit like stored in the workbench or held on my person. But if you look down at the bottom, you'll see melons are highlighted and it's got the number 9 under it. That's because I just pulled up 9 melon plants that I'm going to replant. So basically, these 9 melon plants that I'm going to do right now are freebies. They won't use up any of my resources. They're resources that were already here. But if I go past 9, I can go up to 13, but anything past 9 will basically pull things out of my workbench or pull things off of my person. Like it'll eat into the melons that I'm currently holding. But that might be fine. Now I think what's happening, I can actually put this down right now, but I probably shouldn't. And the reason I say I shouldn't is, there we go, now it's lit up. I think when it lights up like that, like bright blue, that is the game saying, yeah, you can put it there. But when it's dim blue like that, just a blue outline, technically you're not allowed to put it there, but I have a mod installed called Place Anywhere, which sort of ignores those limitations. Yeah, but the game's real picky, you can just put it wherever you want. I'm going to try and actually put this down where the game wants it, though. We can start right there, that's fine. Only get 2 in that row. I might have to replant the first row. I think I might have done it wrong. Oh, that's bad. You're not going to plant at all? That one's kind of a mess, but you know what? It's okay. Oh, I thought so. Okay, hang on. Let's grab this one again. Yeah, I thought I might have placed this one down when it wasn't bright blue, but was just, there it goes. Okay, it likes that now. Okay, come back. There we go. Okay, now let's do some more. See if we can get this to be bright blue too. Okay. So that's a little bit lame because I only managed to get 2 onto each row. And I suppose you could turn them sideways like this so that you could sandwich them in on the rows, but then they extend way over the edge of the row, and I'm not interested in that. I like having a walkable path. But since I got these potatoes in all snugly, I think I can keep going here with melons, and I should be fine. That's all 3. Right? There's nothing left, right? Yeah, if I do any more, I'm pulling from my other resources. I don't want to do that. Okay. So I have now replanted all their crops. I should no longer have the bug on Abernathy Farm that talks about, you know, your crops will get damaged and then they stay damaged, you can't fix them. I shouldn't have that problem now. This back area is now completely clear, I think. I think there's nothing that I can scrap back here. It's just completely fixed. Yeah. I can't scrap that tree. I can take this chem lab and move it up here. Well, let's put it off to the side for a minute because there's junk in the way. I don't know if that's right. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I do need my light on, though. This is very dim. And... good. Okay. Okay. So, I should probably get back into scrapping. I have a chair and some boxes I could scrap. I'm not sure I want to scrap those. I might leave those as is. I really don't like that this is sitting amongst a bunch of weeds. If there's a little campfire in some dry grass, it feels like the whole place would light up. But that's just me doing role play or something trying to be sort of semi-realistic. The game world's not actually going to light on fire because of that. Okay. There's actually very little to scrap on this, considering it's quite a big plot of land. It's just that it's mostly cleared land. There's not a lot you can get from Abernathy Farm, at least not like that. Hey, so there's something interesting I want to talk to you guys about, another aspect of Abernathy Farm. It happens on multiple locations, but Abernathy might be the first place we see it. Technically, there's two of them. So this campfire here, this dead campfire that you see here, when I first saw these, I built on top of them. I didn't think they were any. I thought they were just like the developers like had made like just a little thing just for show, or just to like give like a sense of like, oh, people once sat here and had a fire, and just like I thought it was for fun basically. I didn't think it was actually a thing. And so because of that, I would do things like this and just put like flooring on top of it and just build over it. And I would just build. And I would have like a big platform area here. And it didn't occur to me that this was anything. But these actually have an in-game use. They do a thing. Now, the sad news is, I believe Abernathy Farm's campfire here, the cold fire, the unlit fire, I believe it's the only one that doesn't. So it's very silly to flag it and be like, these do something, except that this one doesn't do something. But here's what I mean. Each campfire like this, whether it's lit or unlit, they actually have some sort of, like, they draw something. Something happens around these. There are many that are in settlements, and generally when you find them in a settlement, they draw a merchant in particular. So, like, I think there's a place called 10 Pines Bluff is one of the settlements that you can get in the game. There's a campfire you'll find there by your workbench, and Lucas, the merchant Lucas, loves to go to that particular campfire. So if you needed to sell to Lucas, sometimes you'll find him at your 10 Pines Bluff settlement, just sitting around this campfire. You will find other campfires like this at various settlements, and you really should not pave over them because, like, Oberland Station has one as well. And I think the interesting thing about Oberland Station is I believe that it draws all the merchants. Like, any merchant would just can randomly appear there for this little campfire. So that's kind of interesting. You don't want to cover them up. In fact, I generally put seating around the campfires because when the merchants show up, they will use your seating, and it'll make it look like it was meant to be. You can make it look less like a little, like, cute little landscape thing that the developers put down, and instead it'll look like it was actually deliberate. There are many of these that are not in the settlements. In fact, again, Abernathy Farm is probably our best first indication of that, because if you come down here, and if you leave the settlement bounds, if we go right past Mary's grave here, and you go right up to the hill where my cursor's pointed, right up there, you will find another campfire. It's out, it's cold fire, but cold camp, but that one generally draws some kind of wandering monster encounter. It doesn't have to actually be a monster. It could also be a merchant, it could be an NPC, it could be a wanderer, it could be raiders. I've had it be really bad things too. Like, I've had it be like really scary things. Like, at one point, I think I was walking over there at a very low level, like I am now, and a rad scorpion was hanging out there, and I was like, okay, now I'm dead. So you'll find these campfires all over the place, and they actually do something. So it's worth paying attention to them and noting that they exist and that you can actually make use of them. They'll do something for you. Okay, so there we go. Oh, they finally got their melons growing there. Good. Oh, that means that these are now back on the vine. Good, good, good. Okay. Our potatoes came back. Okay, so that's pretty great. I believe that I have picked up and scrapped most of the outer area. I've fixed it up just by sort of relocating some things. So it's not a very good fixing up, but it's something. I'm going to leave this little stand here with the drinks as is, but I think we're going to get rid of these crates. I will take the wood, thank you very much. And I will take the steel, thank you very much. So, aside from re-fencing the outside area, oh, and I could put down some turrets. There's not much else to do. In fact, let's take a look at turrets real quick. How many can I get? I can't get... Oh, I can't get any. Oh, I have almost nothing here. Okay. That is all right. We're still in scrapping mode. Okay. Do I want to get those? I am low on materials. So we'll try to take everything. Okay, so I've scrapped the outside. Now I'm going to go through and scrap a bunch of the inside. And try to fix it up just the tiniest bit. And by fix it up, I mean I'm probably going to do away with these bad mattresses and give them some real beds. There's some funny stuff around here, like, I don't think you can get that box underneath the table no matter what you do until you get rid of the rug or do something else, because it always focuses on the rug. It wants you to scrap the rug before it will let you scrap the cardboard boxes underneath the table, which is a little bit silly. Let me see if I can tell you a couple other things or tricks about scrapping here. You don't want to scrap these two boxes. The reason you don't want to scrap those two boxes is this is their toilet, basically, and this is a giant hole in the ceiling. And it's covered by those two boxes. So I generally leave those two boxes so I don't have a giant hole looking down into the bathroom while people are using it. This area here is fun to build on, but it's also really difficult. And the reason it's difficult is, as you can see, the tower comes in at an angle. So you can't build at the edges, because when you try to build at the edges, the game won't allow you to put it down close to the edge, because the upper area here will intrude in or push in on the walls of whatever it is you're building. Which means if you try to build here and want to build upward, you have to build something fairly narrow and tall rather than something a little bit wide that pushes out to the full extent of the area here. And that's not great. But nonetheless, I kind of like this little area here, and I often put some small things up here. I do know that this has one of the highest build limits in the game. Each settlement has a limit to how high you can build up. Some of them only let you build 2 or 3 stories up. But apparently here at Abernathy Farm, you can go something like 21 stories. I believe you can build up to the top of the tower. I've never bothered. I'm not going to build upward like that. But it's interesting to note that you could. Okay. Having said that, I think I'm going to... Let me just see. I think I'm gonna put down a bed, sleep, and then fast forward you guys through me scrapping and doing stuff here inside of their home in the morning. I need a little more light in here, and then yeah, I'll do that. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do that at the top. Let's go back up there. Oh, pardon me. Let's actually put something down right here. Give myself a little... What? There we go. Let's give myself a little, like, small home up here with a bed in it. We'll take a prefab. We'll take the small prefab at the far right. That's the big one. That's the one. Well, that's where it lit up bright blue and would let me do it, but gosh, that is really wrong. Look at that. It's got the beams right through it. Why did the game think that was a good place to put that? That's very strange. Come on in. There we go. That is much better. Is it? I think it is. Does that have beams going through it? Right at the corners. Ugh. I would really like it if you didn't have beams going through you, but maybe that's the best I can do right now. You're already coming over the edge there, so I don't think I can do much else. You know what? We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. And let's throw down a couple beds. Oh no, I can't do a bed? Oh, for Pete's sake. Alright, let's see if we can find some cloth here. Hey, buddy. It's possible that cardboard gives cloth? I don't think it does. Just asbestos. Well, we'll scrap that rug. Need to scrap it anyway at some point, so let's do it. Alright, how much cloth do I have now? What did it get me? Just 1 unit of cloth? I need 3 more units of cloth. I need 2 more units of cloth. Let's scrap that furniture. Get rid of the paintbrush here. And now, how much do I need? Ah, I got my 5. Does that paintbrush have a lot of cloth attached to it? I don't get it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can't do stairs, apparently. My character's drunk. Okay. Let's eat, drink, and sleep. It said I got an infection, didn't it? You are being infected by an illness. Remove it by taking antibiotics or visiting doctors. I have no doctors I can visit right now. Do I have any antibiotics? No. What illness do I have? Is it a bad one? Ooh, it's a bad one. Alright, let's start with this. Can I craft antibiotics? What do I need for that? I need 1 rank of chemist. And I need glowing fungus. I have so much glowing fungus back at Sanctuary, so that will be great. But I still need a rank of chemist, so I'm in trouble. Alright. Yikes. We're going to get rid of this and put a chair here so it looks like somebody could actually sit there and eat. So let's get out of this. Take all this loot. It's no longer red. It's no longer stealing. Now that I have control of the settlement, they'll let me do it. And then let's get rid of this fridge. Oh, wait. Is there another bottle in there? I saw a flash like there was a bottle. There's nothing, though. Although backing up like that, I just heard a bottle noise again. What's going on? Maybe that was just the silverware on the table. Okay, let's scrap it. Nothing bad happened. Okay. Okay, great. Ooh, that illness is getting me. Thanks, guys. All your loot is mine. I'm gonna leave you the cigs and the ashtray and the cup. But that was interesting. It looked like that moved. But I'm not gonna leave you the rest of the stuff. Alright, let's destroy just a ton of this stuff. We don't want any of this bedding here. It's all got to go. Now, here's another interesting thing. It's possible that these beds can't be removed. Good dog.
Hey.
Come here, buddy.
Go check that out.
Good dog. And then stay there.
Wait there.
Good dog. Okay. Okay, so, what was I saying? It's possible that these beds can't be removed, but we're gonna remove them whether they want to be removed or not. I'll show you how. So here we go. Okay. So this bed can't be removed. You can see down at the very bottom of the screen, my only option is to hit escape and exit. It won't let me remove it. Like I can, when I highlight this bookcase, you can see at the bottom there's tons of options. One of them is to scrap it. But I don't get any of those options when I look at this mattress. Probably the same for this one. Yep. Same for this one. Yep. So let's go over to the other mattress on the side here and see what we've got. Can I do anything with this one? Oh, this one can be scrapped. Okay. Great. So, the question is, what's going on here? Why can't we scrap these? Well, I think that they're supposed to be the beds that are marked for the 3 people who live here, the Abernathy people that remain, and so they're not scrappable because they absolutely have to have a bed. However, you probably want to build new beds, and you don't want them to not have beds, so you've got to get rid of these. Well, how do you do it? Okay, so here's what you do. First, get one in your sights. Make sure your cursor's probably like right on it, pointing right at it. Then we hit the tilde to get into the console. You can't do this if you are on a gaming console because you don't have the console or the command line available to mess with. However, there is a sister mod to the Place Anywhere mod that I have here on PC, which I think is called Place Everywhere. Whatever it is, if you're on Xbox or maybe even PS4, I don't know about PS4, but at least Xbox, look up Place Anywhere or Place Everywhere. Get that mod for your Xbox, and one of the options when you have that installed is that you can disable items. You can basically hide them. And it's not perfect because it won't exactly do what I'm going to do here, which is actually delete them and make them go away. But it will at least stop them from showing up and clear the area for you to start, doing work or whatever. So there is sort of a mod that kind of lets you do what I'm going to do. It's just, it's not perfect, but anyway, okay. So we click, we get a number. What I'm doing is I'm pointing at the mattress, right? And I'm clicking to get a number. 6B9F3. If I click there, I don't get any number. 6B9F3. 6B9F3. We're going to assume that 6B9F3 is that mattress. Now, what do you want to do? Once you have the number showing and you think that that's the correct number, it's the item number or item ID. Then you want to hit disable. You want to type disable, D-I-S-A-B-L-E. Now, if you have the right thing selected, it will vanish off the screen when you do this. If you have the wrong thing selected, you're going to then type enable to get it back. Let's see what happens. I typed disable and it vanished. Okay. Technically, the item is still there. All I've done is disable it. It's still there. If I don't like that it's vanished, like for example, if I selected the wrong item, I would now type enable and it would reappear. There you go. Now you might say, wait, it hasn't reappeared. I don't know what you're talking about. But it hasn't reappeared while I'm here in the console, but if I get out of it, it reappears. Okay. So let's click it again. There we go. Let's type disable. It vanishes. We know we got the right item. It's gone. Once you know you have the right item, the next thing you type is mark for delete. Just like you can see typed there, mark for delete. What that will do is whatever item was selected, the most recent selection, it will now actually destroy that item for you. Now it's no longer around. So if I pull up the build menu, it should show right now that I only have, I think, 3 beds in the settlement. I have the 2 that I haven't deleted yet. They're still here. Plus I have the one way up top that I just built for myself. Let's see if it says 3. Yeah, 3. Okay, so it really is deleting those beds. If you're on the console and you're using that trick with that mod that I just talked about, it would still show the beds even though you've got them not showing. They would still count. Oh, I'm in trouble. My nerd rage kicked in because my infection is actually killing me. That's not good. Okay. That will heal me back up, but then I'm going to take more damage and need to do this again. Okay, great. What just happened is literally why I took nerd rage, is the idea that I'm, either talking to you guys and not paying attention, or I'm in the middle of a firefight not paying attention, and I don't realize my hit points have gone down, 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 and I'm about to die. Nerd rage will kick in like that and just let you know, like, you are about to die. You're in serious trouble. Gives you a chance to recover from death. Okay, so that's great. So now let's do these 2 remaining beds. We'll do the same thing. Okay. Okay. If I clicked on the right thing, disable will make it vanish. I did not click on the right thing. That was the knapsack next to it. Okay, so let's enable it. Okay, it should come back when I get out of the console. Okay, great. All right, so I did that wrong. So let's change our angle and try again. Let's click. Okay, let's see if that is the correct thing. Yes. Because we got the right thing, we can do mark for delete. Okay, awesome. This is the last one we want to get rid of. This one's actually a real bed, though. I'm not sure I want to get rid of it. I don't want to keep that arrangement right there. All right, let's go into the build menu. Let's scrap some stuff. Get rid of everything here. Oh, I'm starting to get damaged again. Okay. Okay. Oh, that was the only bed I could build. Oh, that's silly. Okay. Alright, so there should only be 3 beds now. Yeah, okay. We're going to take the bed that I put up here. I forgot that I didn't have a lot of cloth here. So let's donate these beds. I want the 3 people who live here to actually have beds until I can get more stuff for them. Good. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, so that one is blue, meaning one of the Abernathys has selected it to sleep in. That one's blue. Someone's selected it to sleep in. That one is not blue. And I don't know who picked what. Let's see if we can get someone to take that big bed. I don't know if they will. Lucy. Let's command you. Will you take this?
Sure.
Those 2 are still assigned. So that must mean... Oh, but it says nobody has it. Okay, we're going to kill that bed. That bed is disobedient. Disable. Got the right thing. Mark for delete. Okay. Now, I don't think I can build her a new bed. Okay. It may be a trick here. It's very silly. I think cigarettes and tobacco may count as fabric. It's really silly. Let's just see if that's true. Cloth. Look at all the cloth I get from this. It's ridiculous. All right, we're gonna make her a bed out of tobacco. It's so dumb. Actually, can I put back the same kind of bed? It's just a little cleaner. This one's a little nicer. It doesn't look as gross and dirty. No, don't save it. Hold on. Well, that's fairly straight. That's mostly lined up. I would like to bring it a little bit closer. Okay. The legs are kind of lined up with the flooring, and it doesn't look like this shelving system is interfering with a settler getting into the bed. And someone claimed it immediately. Claimed. Okay, so all 3 beds have been claimed. Finally, I have working beds here in the settlement. They will actually sleep on those beds at night. That's awesome. It leaves me with no bed, but I don't care because I'm going to go sleep somewhere else. But now that I have working beds for them, that means this part of the section of the house is cleared out in the way I want it. That part looks, at least it makes sense. That's fine the way it is. Here's another trick about Abernathy Farm. If you get far enough along in the game that you can build stores, which are, let's see here, stores. Trader, armor, weapons, food and drink. Let's say you're far enough along in the game that you can build a food and drink stand or whatever, a restaurant. You may find at the end of the day that the people of Abernathy Farm don't use it. It's supposed to be that when you put down a food stand, at the end of the workday, everyone comes and they congregate around the food stand. They eat food, they sit and talk, they lounge around and so on. But they might not in Abernathy Farm. The reason that they won't in Abernathy Farm is that this dumb area right here is just overpoweringly a relaxation point. If you get into the game engine and is it called creation engine? And if you were to look at this, oh, my hit points are going down again. If you were to look at this area, I believe that it has like some invisible mats placed here that are all like relaxation markers that basically say at the end of the day, the settlers should come here and chill. And they'll sit in these chairs, they'll lean up against walls, they'll sit in that big red chair, they'll just hang out here. All of them, not just Abernathy Farm people, not just the Abernathys, but any additional settlers that you create will end up just hanging out here. The problem is that it's so strong and so overpowering that no matter what you do out here, building more stores or doing other fun things, they'll ignore it. They won't do anything with it. And I found out what the secret is. There's a way to fix it. You go into your build menu. You take the chair and you store it. And you take the chair and you store it. And you take the chair and you store it. That's it. That's all you had to do. You don't have to do anything with the table. You just had to get rid of those chairs. Then you can put them right back down. It's similar to the problem with the vegetables, with the potatoes, in that, you know, the way they were planted, it was like a glitch where if they get damaged, they will never work again. This appears to be the same kind of idea. Like, if you leave the chairs alone here, they will constantly be a powerful draw, and they will outpower any other fun thing you put down in the settlement. But if you simply pull up the chairs and replant them, turns out then things are fine. And settlers will, at the end of the day, now, the settlers will, some of them will come in and hang out on these chairs, but just some. And if you have a store somewhere out here, they'll go hang out at the store too. They'll hang out at your food store, your shop, your eatery. So it's kind of good once you realize what the problem is and how to fix it. It's not a terrible fix. It's pretty easy to fix. Okay. Okay. So if I store that like that, I think I can put down a bed here. Once I have enough cloth and fabric to make more beds, I think I can put down a bed here with that footlocker at the head instead of at the foot. And I think that's sort of a compact use of that space. I might be able to get 2 beds down there. I'm going to leave them with a cooking pot, but these gas canisters can go into the workbench. I'm going to leave them with that cooking pot. And I'm going to take that one and just put it next to this one. Okay. Good. So I'm sort of clearing out some walkways, trying to get the living space to be less aggressively overpowering in terms of, you know, I don't want it to eat into my shops when, you know, the end of the workday comes, and I want settlers to be moving around the settlement. Let's take the burnt comics. I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, but you should always take the burnt comics and the burnt and the folders. You shouldn't take burnt books, I don't think, unless you're doing, there's a quest for the Brotherhood, I think, that involves those burnt books. The problem is that the burnt books aren't typically worth anything, and they weigh. They weigh something. I think they weigh a pound each. So you really don't want to take burnt books unless you're doing the Brotherhood quest. But the folders in the burnt comic books, they look like garbage, and you don't want them, but they weigh nothing, and they're worth a cap each. So you just pick them up just to hoard them, and eventually you sell them all off, and you get a bunch of free money, basically. Oh, let's get rid of this stuff, too, while we're down here. Cool. Let's come up here, see what we got. I'd also like to kind of get rid of some of this. Let's see if I can do it. I'd like to push this broom back out of the walkway. Let's take the bottles. Take the broom. I'll just set you like that for a minute. Then let's kill this lower box. And then we'll pick you up again. Okay. That's a little better. It's out of the way. Still looks good. I'm going to leave the paints there. I don't think I need those paints. And this would be where I would sleep, but I don't have a bed in there anymore because I ran out of cloth. Okay, we did it. All right, they're doing great. I am overloaded with gear, and I'm in trouble again. This illness is really getting to me. I am in deep trouble. Okay. Okay, there's a short, small list. These are the things that I actively would use to help myself as I go through the game world. All the uncooked foods are now in the workbench here. And some ingredients are in the workbench. Technically, I should not have wild mute fruit on my person because it does give some rads when you eat it. Oh, if you look over here, radiation is 2. Each time I eat mute fruit, I'll take 2 points of radiation. But that's actually really small compared to some of the other foods. I'm going to keep a few of them on me, especially with the weight so low. The weight is so tiny or minor. I keep a few of them on me just to eat when I get hungry. I'd really prefer to be eating these guys here, like mutt chops, mole rat chunks. That's cooked food. It has no radiation at all. So I typically go for those first, but I'll take a few mute fruits just to be safe. We'll give them all of the junk. Oh, I don't want to get rid of the fusion cores. They can have that 38 though. Okay. Boy, that's really rough. It says my weight is 50. I don't really have a way to get my weight down. I mean, back when I started the game, my weight was only like 20, 25. Now it's 50. It's double. But I don't think I can get rid of any weight because the reason it's doubled is because I have heavier armor on now. And I'm not going to get rid of that armor. Let's sort by weight. There. Okay, heaviest items are at the top. That Raider chest piece is killing me, isn't it? Yeah, it's 7 pounds all by itself. The fusion cores are killing me too. Alright, I don't want to get rid of the stout or the nuke cherry. The dirty water could get put away. That overdue book. That could go away. Okay, we're going to put the overdue book in the sanctuary workbench. All right, well, I'll get rid of 1 pound. That's not great, but you know, I'll take whatever I can get. The overdue book is relevant. I mean, we'll use it at some point. There's a quest for overdue books, but my character doesn't know about that quest, and it's going to be a while. Okay, good dog.
Hey, come on.
Let's go, good dog. All right, so we have scrapped a bunch in the game. We have made Abernathy Farm into like a better working farm, but we really didn't change a whole lot. Like, this place still looks pretty darn close to what it was when we first found it. And I can't put down turrets or anything, so it's very much, you know, unfinished. It's a work in progress, but we'll deal with it later. For now, let's come over to this trailer and see what is going on with this trailer. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Listen, I'm just going to sit here merrily and fast forward, just cleaning up a little bit more stuff here around Abernathy Farm, but it's all busy work. I'm going to realize that I still have enough materials to make a bed, so I'll finally make another bed and put it up on the top area for myself. But the video is mostly done, and so I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the next video. I'm kind of excited because the next video is a showdown. I end up with, at a certain point, 2 bullets left and 2 enemies shooting at me, and I'm going to have to be extremely precise or I'm going to die. And I think it's a pretty good video, and I hope you guys will tune in, and I'll try to get that up in just the next day or two. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day, everybody.